Hey everyone! Thank you for watching Hinton Homestead with Roger and Mindy. We built a 3-story goat playhouse with 2 ramps in under 2 hours and under $5. All you need is screws, wood, and a drill, and a tiny bit of creativity. Let's get started. One of the ways that we save money here is by reusing and repurposing old wood. So if we had a project or we tore something down, we're going to save anything that is salvageable. If we see something on the side of the road, same thing. We'll pick it up if we think it might be useful in the future. We might not have an idea what we're going to do with it at the time, but down the road something's going to come up, like a goat playhouse. Before we start a project, we'll pull everything out, look at what we have, do a quote inventory of it, and if we need something, of course, we're going to go to the store. But this way, at least the majority of what we have, we're trying to use. We're using what we have available, so we have a lot of 4x4s. Those are going to be the legs of each of the tiers, each of the stories. Then the top, where the platform is, that's going to be supported by a 2x6, and on top of it is going to be plywood. If you don't have 4x4s available, you can use 2 2x4s, screw them together, and that'll form a 4x4. You begin by measuring out 4 4x4s for your legs, and they're all going to be the same length. It doesn't matter whatever length you want, however tall you want, it's yours, do whatever you want. After you've measured and cut the 4 4x4s, you're going to have to add in the 2x6. The 2x6s are also going to be of the same length. Again, it's your own project, so make it however long and wide you want. A small tip when you're screwing the 2x6s into the 4x4 is to set the screws into the 2x6 before you screw it into the 4x4. You're going to be holding the 2x6 and screwing the 4x4 at the same time, so setting the screws first is going to help out a lot. Next, we need to build the supporting braces for the bottom of the frame. We are using 2 2x4s for this. Again, it's just what we had available. The first piece of wood is going to be a template for the second piece of wood to make things go a lot faster. We don't have to measure both pieces, we just cut the first one and use that as a template for the second one. Now that we've measured our support braces, we're going to install them on opposite ends at the bottom of the legs. And we'll test the sturdiness by just shaking it gently, and it shouldn't move too much. The last piece of framework that we need before we add the plywood to the top is a center support beam. Just like you would do when you're building a deck, there's going to be a lot of weight on each tier, so we need to add that center support beam to handle the additional weight. Now it's time to add the plywood to the top of the frame. Ideally, you would have one piece of plywood that's large enough, like a full sheet of plywood, to cover the entire frame. Well, we don't have that, so we are using 2 pieces and we're going to form them together. Now just repeat that same process for your other tiers, making it whatever height and width that you want. And that's really all that's involved in making the actual frame and the tiers. The last thing that we did was we added a ramp. We added 2 ramps actually. We had a 2x10 and we had a 2x4. We attached the 2x4 to the 2x10 and put that on the bottom of the ramp, the part that goes into the ground. That's going to help provide support because it's particularly wet here. It's Florida and half of our land is swampland. So that's going to help accommodate that. And then the other side, the part that connects to the actual frame, we just screwed that directly into the frame. You can see here we ran out of plywood, so we started using old decking boards too. We're just using whatever we have. And by using whatever we have, that's how we're saving money, and we only spent at best $5 on this whole project. The goats, they really don't care what it looks like or what type of wood we use, as long as it's going to hold them and be sturdy enough for them. I will paint this. I'm going to go to the garage and find some old paint that we have. I accidentally bought purple paint for our shutters and obviously cannot use that for our shutters. We will be the laughing stock of the road. So I'll probably end up using that because just like the goats don't care if it's new versus old wood, they probably don't care if it is purple, pink, blue, or brown. That's how we did this in under $5 and under 2 hours. Thank you for watching. If you like this, hit that subscribe button and the like button below, and I'll see you next time.